See. And welcome back to the Fallon and Real Life Podcast. I'm Tyler.
I'm Fallon.
Yes, you are. Before you get started, of course, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button wherever you are listening or watching us, of course, because we are on YouTube. Follow your boys, Instagram, TikTok, Fallon IRL, at Fallon IRL, and email your comments, questions, and concerns to fallonirlpod@gmail.com. Fallon.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about three things. Okay. Pandemic snacking, a nuclear sky cruise, and the wave of real estate agents that have flooded my Instagram page in the last 2 years. So, I sent you an article. Don't know if you saw it. Alcohol sales and snacking are like way up since the pandemic. Specifically, premixed cocktails sales are up 42%. Tequila is up 30%. Irish whiskey up 16%. Cordials 15%. Single malt scotch 14%. But the big one is the premixed cocktails, 42%.
Yeah, when I read that, all I could think of is all those people sitting at home wishing they had a bartender that could make them a good cocktail. Yeah. And that's definitely the reason for that increase. Because I know a rum and coke gets old after a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many people like their, specific drinks. They want a Mai Tai or, you know what I mean? They want something that's fruity. Yeah. And they're going to pay. And obviously you saw it. So, yeah, the article was interesting to see how much things in the last 2 years have shifted in regards to obviously alcohol consumption, snacks. Yeah. The fact that consumers can sit at home and DoorDash the world. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You can get alcohol delivered to your door.
Exactly.
And then as I was reading this too, the CEO or the president of Mars, he said that, of course, they're a private company, so they don't have to disclose numbers or anything like that, but he said snacking's way up. Yeah. So have you picked up any pandemic snacking or drinking, I don't want to say drinking habits, that makes it sound bad, but have you gone out on a limb and tried anything that's stuck since the pandemic started?
From a drink standpoint, not really. I mean, I'm kind of set in my ways if I'm going to have a drink, but I can see the need for people to get these over-the-counter food drinks is what I call them. Just because they're refreshing, they taste good, but they're also alcohol, so people enjoy it. But yeah, no specific drinks. I like a good beer, so that's pretty simple. I enjoy a Crown on the Rocks. Again, that's simple. Apple Crown is definitely one of my favorites. Mom loves a lemon drop, so we'll have lemon drops. That was common during pandemic, or just like a vodka soda. That was a simple kind of refreshing drink.
Any foods?
Food-wise, thinking back to when it was the pandemic, getting creative and making certain desserts, like your mom got me on this, is M&Ms and popcorn.
Oh
my gosh. Good. Try it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's a game changer.
Huh.
Yeah, that's it. How about you?
I've kicked up my intake of my go-to like desert island food right now is dates dipped in peanut butter or almond butter. I had some before you came over here. It's a meal. Like I will eat probably like 15 to like 20 dates dipped in almond butter. Just stick fork, dunk in jar into mouth. So that's mine. All right, cool. We'll move on. A new concept has been floating around of the Sky Cruise. Do you see this giant thing? It is basically a gigantic airplane designed to fly in the sky and never land, and holds 5,000 people. It's like a vacation cruise in the sky. Here's the little... I gotta say, the rendering on whoever made the graphics of it, I mean, it looks pretty sick.
Looks like a spaceship.
So yeah, it's supposed to run on nuclear power, but it's supposed to have everything in it. I guess what's interesting is like the docking of people. They like fly a plane. I'm trying to find. Yeah, so like this is how you get off and get on. There's another plane that flies, an electric plane specifically, is what they said. It's like it's supposed to never land. Like all the maintenance and everything's supposed to be done while it's in the air, and you take this Sky Cruise vacation. I don't know, like I guess it seems kind of cool, but like it seems way too crazy. Like way too, I don't know how this would ever work. But I guess on paper, if you if this was available, is this cool? Would you do it?
No, I'm glad people can make videos and create these interesting concepts, but there's no way in hell you would catch me flying in something like that. Like,
I guess, what do you do about turbulence? Does something that big, John, does something that big experience turbulence that bad?
I mean, something like that's going to experience turbulence just because it's
In
this
air?
bulk
it's
item
massive.
flying. And then you have clear air turbulence and things like that. Shout out to the guy who made Halo, apparently, to make these videos. But something of that size, unless you're flying like 50,000 feet in the air where there's not that much turbulence, you can go ahead and wave at the spy plane pilots while you're up there. It's just not going to happen. Like, that thing's easily going to weigh millions of pounds. And what I'm seeing here is a bunch of concepts that we've been trying since the 30s. Like, oh, we're going to make an airplane attached to an airplane. Yeah, airships in the 30s. We're going to put a new kind of plane. It was called the B-50. That was, I believe, the 1950s. They put a nuclear reactor in a bomber. Like, it'll stay awake for up for 24 hours. You still have in-flight emergencies. I'm sorry, but, like Circus du Soleil, they're not going to come play up here because it's just they're swinging, there's turbulence. It's weird. It's off-putting. And can you imagine how big the safety card for that is?
Oh, God. The waivers you'd have to sign.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Exits. There's like 150 of them.
Yeah.
Follow the lights on the ground, I guess.
Grab your parachute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this. Let's get real. I mean, I've been on enough cruises to know after a matter of a few hours, you have pretty much experienced or walked most of the ship.
Like, what is it? It's like, what is this for?
Yeah.
It's not for seeing stuff, right? Because you don't, I mean, I'm sure it's gorgeous, right? You're up there at night and they have lookouts and you're not getting light pollution. You can see a ton of stuff in space. Like, I'm here for that. But as far as like, hey, we're taking a vacation on this thing that's just going to be in the air for forever, and
10 days.
And then we're off. We fly up there and you meet it, and
But
I guess,
but that's what makes a cruise enjoyable, because you have a destination that you're going to. You've got specific ports that you can plan to enjoy. Like, once they're in the air, they're not going anywhere. Like, they can't leave the plane.
And
they're stuck.
Sorry.
I don't like that.
no. I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's also a great point. Is it shows how you get on and off the plane by having like a 747 attached to the top. Yo, this isn't Willy Wonka. Like, elevators go straight up and down, and planes are going back and forth. Like, have these guys ever watched a video of us like air-to-air refueling our military planes? Like, it's just not going to work.
It's already hard enough.
Yeah, like just the amount of here we go, anti-turbulence technology. Oh, that's so flawed. But, I mean, so many concepts go into this that I'm sure somebody's just like, I just want to flex. But it's not viable. It's not sustainable by any means. It's not actually safe at all. And really, what are you going to do? Like, you spend one night up in a big glass dome like, wow, that is what Beetlejuice looks like with no light pollution.
Well, I mean, again, if you want to invent...
Like, what is that? This guy's getting a fucking, like, CAT scan up there? Are we going up there for like...
Yeah, so what it is...
Well, again, if they're trying to create this atmosphere like a spaceship, okay, great. I want to see this continued.
Why does it look like Minority Report?
Yeah, but no, I don't know. Like, this is interesting. I don't know where you found it, because it's so far out of reach. I mean, for just the cost, I can only imagine what it would cost to build this. I wouldn't want to be the pilot testing it, because it's probably like, how are you going to get this thing off the ground? And it's a nuclear bomb.
Literally, I mean, it is fake, obviously, but
yeah,
like they spent a lot of money on these graphics. I mean, it looks sick. Like,
it's
it
a nice
looks really
movie.
cool.
I wish we had, restaurants like that in airplanes. I would love to be able to take a break from sitting and go and sit.
My God, the flying experience still, like, I know it's fucking like savior of humanity. We can fly, right? Nobody thought we'd ever be able to fly. Flying still sucks.
Yeah.
It still sucks unless you're flying first class and you have that kind of money.
Yeah, if you got access to the bar on the upstairs on the 747s, or some of these immigrant who is it?
So Emirates, but
Emirates, that's it.
I mean,
they have these planes with all kinds of things to do, but come on.
Yes, you have planes like Emirates, so the Airbus A380. It's a double-decker plane, but the biggest thing that's drawing the market away from these in-flight amenities is the fact that 90% of the people are just trying to get from one destination to the other and save some money at the end of the day. So yeah, you're going to pay sometimes $15,000 for a first-class ticket on Emirates. So you're going to the exact same place as the person who spent $15,000 by spending like $400. So the airlines are looking at it as how much is this going to mess up our overhead, and how much are we really paying? Because yes, everyone can go to the bar on the second floor of an Emirates plane that has the tickets or the access, but think about how much the airline has to pay to fill the seats, and then how much they actually have to pay to maintain that aircraft and stock it. So realistically, they have to look at two sides of the market. They want to this person that Kyle over here lives in his parents' basement in Venice Beach, wants to be a king for 12 hours flying to Dubai. He spends $15,000. This one person wants to go ride a camel in LA. He's spending $400. Now they're going to have to make those people meet in the middle. As in, like, a basic economy seat would really be projected out to like $3,000 if we went to the level of amenities that people expect right now. And that's the thing is, do you want to spend $3,000 on a ticket you can spend $200 on, Fallon?
No, I would never do that because, again, it's the destination you're trying to get to. But I can say I like a good experience in a flight. I've had a really interesting number of flights, but never something where you've got all these amenities. So, like I said, you would never catch me on something like that, ever.
Great. Not happening. Not doing it.
Nope. Moving on.
Okay. Last thing. Real estate agents are on the rise. Why is everybody I know no longer doing multi-level marketing schemes, but they're becoming realtors? It seems like it's the new thing.
When you have a market like we've had, gosh, what now? For at least the last 5 years, the market has exploded.
More than 156,000 people became real estate agents in 2021 and 2020 combined, nearly 60% more than the 2 previous years.
Yes. And why do you think that is? The opportunity to change an income that they're currently making. The negative is that 90% of those 100 and what thousand agents?
156,000.
156,000.
New. That's just new.
Right. May not ever close more than 1 to 3 transactions a year. So they're really not making a financial swing in their favor by becoming an agent unless they understand and have been around this market a long time. It's cyclical. So just like you saw everyone panicking and trying to buy houses and paying more than they should have when interest rates were at an all-time historic low, they needed more people to support that. So you had more licensed loan officers than we've ever seen. You've had more licensed realtors than normal, simply because the markets were driving it. It's crickets today. Even though the markets are still moving, it's just, again, there's no need for that many licensed professionals. When you compare it to the MLM market, I get that.
It's just, okay, why?
But why are they reaching out to you so often is because they're desperately trying to stimulate their own business. And they have to do that by targeting a generation that's more likely to be looking at buying today or have questions about understanding the market, and they want to earn your trust. I totally respect that. But again, when you do it in scale, when you have so many agents, it's like sitting down with friends after, say you go to a party, you meet with your friends. I guarantee there's someone in that group that has just recently got into the real estate industry.
Yeah.
And that's so common right now because it was, I don't want to say a trend, but that is common where people gravitate to real estate. One reason it's you can still have your day job and do real estate. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's very common.
Maybe because we're kind of in like this is the time of the side hustle type thing. So I can get it. I can do it on the weekends. I can do it on my days off. I work part-time here. I can make better money doing this thing. I guess what I'm confused about is it seems like it's kind of hard to get. It seems like it's not an easy thing to just get.
Right.
And like I'm finding it hard to believe that like all these people are like going through the rigmarole of doing it, but I guess they are. Like I get but is a real estate agent different than a realtor, or are they the same thing?
No, a realtor is someone that pays the association. They are a realtor. They have paid and joined the association. Okay. Then there's agents, people that are just licensed agents. Most want the designation as a realtor. That means that they've invested into their career. But you don't have to get a license and then sign up for all these associations and etc. I recommend it, but you don't have to. You asked the question of, is it difficult to become licensed? That really all depends on your ability to study. Because the reality is, as you said, there's a large number of people that just went out and recently took their state exam and passed. It's not an easy test, but it's also, it changes. So you could spend weeks studying to prepare only to go and take the test. Like, I remember when I took my test, there was a gal sitting next to me. She had her calculator and she was just constantly doing math equations, which I was like, man, I wish I would have got that test. Because you know what I mean? It's like a lot of the lending questions, math questions. I didn't have one math question on my test. So everyone gets different tests. A lot of law, a lot of rules, a lot of understanding, just, you know, the process. Also, the different supporting parts of the industry is, you know, goes into that testing. A lot of people get a license because they want to better their future too. They want to be able to go out and buy real estate. Yeah. And they want to be able to have access to those tools themselves.
It seems like it's oh, my buddy does it, and so like I'm gonna get it, and then him and I, or oh, my, you know, she knows how to do this, so like, well, she's got her own thing, and then I can get one, and it seems like it's which I'm not like opposed to that. I'm not opposed to like the community of it.
Right.
It just is. It's so strange. Like, it's like every other person I see is like, call me to sell your house. I'm like, what do you? I would never call you. Have you ever sold a house? Like, you know, that's another. It's like, so is it that easy? Like, is it literally that easy to get it and then just sell a house to where like this person that I saw maybe I considered incompetent is now like a real estate agent and can like have it? I don't know.
Well,
maybe I'm cynical.
Well, there are some safeguards to protect these agents. You know, obviously you need to know how to write a contract. You got to surround yourself around people that have successfully been doing this for a long time, because there are tips and tricks to the industry, but it still comes down to a process, helping someone solve a problem. And that problem is either you're buying or you're selling. If you're buying, great. You need to find out what they need, what they want, what area, how much they want to spend, and then most of all, how are you paying for it?
Do we have anything else to add to the topics today? Pandemic snacks, sky cruise, nuclear sky cruise, or multi-level marketing real estate schemes? Snacks.
Obviously, they're getting smaller. It's pretty interesting.
Shrinkflation.
Yeah. You know, flying on a nuclear bomb, never going to do it.
Cool.
I don't see that flying. And, you know, the mass approach to every consumer today to buy and sell real estate with them is just also a clear sign of where we are as a market. Things have changed. People are, I don't want to say desperate, because a true professional doesn't get desperate. They've already been planning for this. They understand it. I think that we're in for it for the next few months to see what our markets are going to do. You know, we're right in prime time. It's summer. There's more and more real estate on the market than we've had in a long time. But we also have higher interest rates that we've seen in a long time that a lot of borrowers just aren't qualified. So it's going to be interesting.
John, final thoughts?
For snacks, I mean, end of the day, everything is getting smaller, and I did not know that you can sell a bag of air for $2.50. I love the fact that article talking about that nuclear flying cruise says it's inspired by the Titanic. Gentlemen, product placement.
Let's hope that there's no icebergs in the sky.
I know statistically people can't read, but I can read, and you just lost my business by saying that. And the third thing, with people becoming realtors to such an extent, I mean, I'm in a career field where we have a lot of people leaving and going to other places. And I like to call it the niche occupations. There always seems to be this influx of people. Realtors right now, fun fact, a lot of people just started learning how to fly planes. Nice work, I feel that one. It's just going to be a long, hard road for you to get to sit in the first officer seat at an airline. There's money there, but you got to keep trying, and you have to make yourself more diverse. But don't channelize yourself into that one occupation. Always diversify and build yourself into that person you want to be, not what the market looks like at that moment. That's all I got.
Fallon, look into your camera.
Yeah.
Tell the people, Denny's or IHOP?
Lenny's all day long.
We'll see you next week.